time it could save your life. Would you still put it on the back burner?
January is Cervical Health Awareness Month and a chance to remind women just how important it is to get screened. ABC2's Ashley James has the story tonight.
In 2004, Deborah Mead noticed a lump in her neck. She was shocked to learn what it was.
I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. It was invasive. It was through my entire lymph system.
Deborah was aggressive with her treatment.
Literally, within 4 weeks, I was in a chemo chair. I had 3 children at the time. One was 7, one was 11, and one was 15, and I had things to do.
Deborah is one of the many women who fought and beat the disease. Cervical cancer was once one of the most common causes of cancer deaths for American women, but that has changed over time.
Since the pap smear that was developed in the 1950s, the incidence of cervical cancer has progressively been going down.
Virtually all cases of cervical cancer are caused by HPV, or the human papillomavirus, spread through sexual contact.
People don't want to open that can of worms because they think it means that a spouse has been cheating on them, or however they want to look at it, and that's not necessarily the fact. The virus can lay dormant for decades.
Dr. Francis Grumbine is the chairman of the Department of Gynecology at GBMC. He says HPV is extremely common.
HPV is so prevalent in our society that it's it's hard to not come in contact with it. I think it's estimated that 80% of the population has been exposed to it or might even have it.
Dr. Grumbine says cervical cancer is curable when caught in the early stages. In the advanced stages, though, it can be a challenge to treat. In recent months, country singer Joey Feek and her husband have shared her battle with cervical cancer in a blog titled "This Life I Live."
The heavy fall that weighs you down.
In a recent post, her husband Rory writes in part, "With tears in her eyes and mine, Joey held my hand and told me she's having serious talks with Jesus. She said she told him that if he's ready to take her, she's ready to come home." Joey is currently in hospice.
You wonder why the earth still moves.
Each year, approximately 12,000 women in the United States are diagnosed with cervical cancer. That's why it's so important to get screened. Doctors also recommend the HPV vaccine. As for Deborah, she's sharing her story to help others and has this advice for women.
Don't miss your well women visits. If you do have symptoms that are weird or even not, just your own body, bring it up.
For ABC2 News, I'm Ashley James.
Well, heads are rolling.